So I wanted to show you guys how to make a stir fry that I make a couple days a week with some fresh vegetables, peppers, zucchini, and squash, and of course chicken. So first off, just slice the chicken up. Usually I just do strips or cubes. So just cut into strips. Kind of like that. You can get an aerial shot. So until it's all relatively the same size. That way when you're cooking it in the pan, it all cooks evenly at the same rate. So none of it ends up being raw and none of it ends up being overcooked and dry. Alright, so there it is. All of it's cut, same size. If it's too long, which some of them are, you want them to be kind of just like that. Alright, so now that you've got the chicken prepped and ready to go, next, actually, after that, you make sure you clean your surface and clean your knife so that you're not spreading raw chicken all over the kitchen. And after that, we'll start prepping the vegetables. So you just want to slice the ends off. That's the trash there. Come right down the middle, and then you're gonna make sure that you're slicing these even as well, so that it cooks even, just like the chicken. You don't want uneven slices, so you want about 1/8 of an inch to maybe even 1/4 of an inch, depending on how thick you like the vegetables. The thinner they are, the more they'll cook. The thicker they are, the more raw that they'll stay in the stir fry. So just make sure that all of them are even, right down. And so that's done. All of it's even. I'm going to do the same thing with the zucchini. Just cut off the ends, go right down the middle, and then I'm just going to repeat the same thing, so I'll fast forward through that. So all the veggies are cooked, or cut rather, all relatively the same size, same thickness. They're all halves, okay? And next I'm going to show you how to break down a bell pepper. We've got 3 different colors. Now, with bell peppers, the colors will dictate how sweet they are. They all have the same texture, but they all have different sweetnesses, and also the colors look great when you cook it all together. Here's how I break down the peppers. First, you're going to take the top off, and then inside you see the seed core. What you're going to do is down. You're clipping off the stems, and out. There you go. So that's how you clean the seeds out of the pepper. And you're going to slice the bottom off, cut it in half. So you got something like that. Then you flatten it out and start slicing. So you want to make sure that you slice these around the same thickness as the zucchini and the squash. These are definitely more crunchy. closer. So same thing, you're going to cut all of them the same exact way so that they cook evenly. Also, you can cut them down smaller so that they're easier to handle. Same thickness. Bowl. You can even take the stems so you're not wasting anything. Throw these in there too. And then the last one, same thing, cut it the same way. Take the center out. Try not to cut yourself. Bottom off. Sliced it in half. Same thing. Same dimensions. Same size. And in the bowl. Alright, there you go. There's your vegetables. Look at all the colors. Alright, now that you've got all your food prepped, the other things you're going to need is seasoning. So, the only two things that I like seasoning with is black pepper and this organic non-salt seasoning. I don't like seasoning with salt because I like the flavor of food without salt. So you're going to want a pretty high heat. So 7 or 8 on my dial there. Not full blast, but enough. And then I use canola oil cooking spray on a non-stick pan. Just enough to coat the pan. And just let it heat up. So now the pan is nice and hot. We're going to throw the chicken in first. Just make sure that it's kind of spread out evenly so all the surfaces of the chicken are getting cooked. So chicken's in first, so it cooks through. It's going to take a longer time to cook than the vegetables are. So about 4 to 5 minutes on each side. And you're going to season to your taste. I love pepper, so I put a lot on it. And then you're also going to season with this non-salt. Coat it pretty thoroughly. And let that sit and cook for a few more minutes. Now the other thing is, this chicken was frozen from Costco. So sometimes when it's frozen and you defrost it, it dries out. So another trick you can do is take a lime, or lemon's better, but I don't have any lemons, so a little bit of citrus and just squeeze it right over top. And what that'll do is bring a little extra flavor, but it'll also put a little bit of moisture back into the chicken as it cooks. So at this point, I think we got a little bit of color on the underside, so we'll go another 30 seconds or so and make sure that it's actually really browned up, and then we'll start flipping. Alright, so now the chicken is a little bit past halfway cooked. Both sides have a little bit of color, but the inside is still a little bit raw. So right now is the perfect time to start adding vegetables. So I'm just going to dump the whole thing in. And the vegetables have a lot of moisture in them, so you don't need to add a lot of water. Just about maybe 2 tablespoons or something like that. Make sure the heat is still high, and then a little bit of water over the top. We'll start steaming and cover it.
How long do you wait?
So just leave that covered for about 10 minutes or so, and your food will be ready. Alright. So it's been steaming for about 10 minutes, maybe 8 minutes or so now. I'm just going to check on how cooked the chicken is. It looks like it's perfect, actually. You see the nice color on the outside, and it's still moist on the inside. That's hard to do with frozen chicken, and that's exactly why you want to add a little bit of citrus to it, so it soaks it up like a sponge. I'm just going to let that sit for another few minutes and let the water at the bottom of the pan boil off. That way you're not left with stir-fry soup. And usually at this point I'll add just a little bit more seasoning. Same seasoning that you used before. So it's been a few more minutes now, and the water is all out of the bottom of the pan. And if you come a little closer, you'll be able to see that there's still good texture to the vegetables, but that's perfect right there. For me, anyways. There's still a little bit of crunch left into it, and it's not soggy. The peppers too. Peppers are perfect. To heat off, we're just going to bring that over here and put that right in the bowl, just like that. And there you go. There's your chicken and vegetable stir fry. Thanks for watching my video on how to cook a healthy and delicious chicken and vegetable stir fry, and make sure that you follow my blog and Instagram for more healthy food ideas.